Showbooks tool in Showman. So once you have finished your check-in process and all your entries are checked in, you would go to your Showbooks tool to break your classes and get ready for your show. So once in the Showbook tool, you pick the show you want to start with. I'm going to start with the Heifer Show. So you'll see there are some breaks already in the system. The system automatically throws in some class breaks. You can change them, move them, delete them, so you don't have to worry about if they show up where you don't want them, you just move them. You'll notice they're called breaks here. That means class break. So that's wherever you put the break is where your classes are going to be divided up. So you're really creating your classes here. So how do I move a class break? I hover over those three lines, click, and then I just drag and drop it wherever I want it. If I want to delete a class break, I click the red X over here on the right side. If I want to add in a class break somewhere, I click Add Class, and it will put a break right above where I click. So that's the basic functionality for moving, adding, or deleting class breaks. Once you have all of your breaks where you want them, it's important to click this button up here, the green button that says Save Showbook. That will save all the changes you made in your Showbook. All right, let's go to the Steer Show to show you a few different things we can do. So when I'm in the Steer Show, the first thing you'll notice is that in the Heifer Show, it had date of birth for each animal because that was a breeding show. Now I have weights, so I'm going to be dividing up these classes by weight. I can sort the division in different ways. So right now it's lightest to heaviest. If I wanted to, I could change it to heaviest to lightest. You'll notice when I do that, I lose all those automatic breaks, which isn't a big deal. I'm going to start from scratch anyway. I could also change it to random, and that will shuffle the entries randomly. You may want to use this in showmanship if you want your showmanship entries within a division to be randomly shuffled so that exhibitors are not always showing against the same people in their classes. But for this case, I'm going to go back to lightest to heaviest, and we're going to throw in some breaks here for this show book. You'll notice that as I add the breaks in parentheses, it shows the number of entries that are in each class, which can be helpful if you're trying to keep them, relatively equal. Okay, so we'll put a bunch of breaks in here. Okay, so another tool you can use in the show books is the subdivisions. These boxes on the right side. So in this market show, I'm actually going to create 3 subdivisions, lightweight. So I just type it into the box, click add. And then I'm going to choose these first 2 classes both to be lightweight. What this is doing is grouping these classes together into a subdivision, the lightweight subdivision. When you do this, the system will automatically generate in your show books a spot for the lightweight champion and the lightweight reserve champion. So I'm going to keep going down. I'm going to add a new subdivision. We're going to do middleweight. You can also just click enter. And then I'm going to choose middleweight for this next class and also this one here. So now those 3 classes are grouped together as middleweight. And then finally, I'll add heavyweight. When you are using subdivisions, each class has to be assigned to a subdivision. So I can't leave one blank. They all have to be in a subdivision. And again, a subdivision is not just renaming the class, but it's grouping classes together into a division that will have its own champion and reserve champion. Once you have, again, all the changes made how you want them, make sure you click Save Showbook before you move on. Okay, some other tools you can use here. These 3 dots in the top right corner, if you click those, you have the ability to move entries manually. When I click this, I have the ability to drag and drop individual entries, which I didn't have that ability before. So you might use this if there's an exhibitor and they end up having 2 animals in the same class and they want to be able to show both of them. If you're okay with allowing them to move up into the higher weight class, you could just drag and drop that one individual. So let's say Owen, I'm going to just drag and drop Owen into the next class. So this is a nice functionality to move individual entries. When I turn it off, then I no longer have the ability to move individual entries. All right, let's go to the Heifer Show. And I'm going to show you another thing you can do from these 3 dots is you can edit the division order. So if I want my commercial division to be first, I can go in here and drag and drop that to the top. and then just save class list order, and that will change the order of those divisions in my show book. So that's how you can change the division order if you would like to. Finally, once all your show books are how you want them, for each show book, there is this checkbox next to the word published. When you check that box, you are publishing the show books so they are viewable by the public. There is a link in your show schedule that exhibitors, parents, etc. can click on to view your show books and all of the classes, who's in each class, etc. This is also where you have your print button. When you click print, this pulls up a new window with all of your print functionality. So for each show book, you go through and you can pull the print window up and print your classes for that show book. So this is how you use the show books tool in Showman. We hope this helps.